How many times has Lucia's rear end been featured in this trailer?
I think it's very important for people to interact with each other. The machines, yes, they have their place, but not a whole shop full of machines, robots really, that you can't talk to, or they go wrong. You still got to call someone, plus the job losses for people.
This week on Redesigned, you're doing the work and still paying full price. When did we become the staff? We're diving into the death of customer service, the self-checkout takeover, and what this shift says about the future of public life. Also in the pipeline this week, GTA 6 finally drops its release date and fans are going mental. Plus, the CEO of Fiverr tells staff AI is coming for their jobs, including his. And Bill Gates says the 3-day work week might be closer than you think. All of that and more coming up after the intro.
Redesigned.
Hey, what's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of Redesigned. My name is Andrew, also known as the content producer. And every week, every Thursday, we dive into the topic of technology and digital culture, the past, present, and future of tech, and how tech is shaping society right now. It's pretty mental. We're talking about AI, we're talking about robotics, consumer electronics, gaming, and also retro tech as well. We like to pay homage to the 1900s, the 20th century. If you're old enough to know what I'm talking about, you have found your people. Shout out to the Gen X, the Millennials, and the Gen Z. We're going through a mad time at the moment. 2025 has been pretty monumental when it comes to the advancements that we're seeing, especially with AI. It's not just a buzzword, it is affecting everything and everyone. So if it's your first time here and you like this kind of stuff, tech, digital culture, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, wherever you're listening or watching. Whether you're on an audio only platform like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, welcome. Hit the follow button right now. And also, if you're on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. So the answer to last week's Soundbyte challenge, the correct answer. I feel like this one was a really easy one, so I'm going to step it up a notch this week. I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging for you. So the answer to the Soundbyte challenge last week was Tetris. If you got that right, clap for yourself. The old heads will know about that one. But yeah, I think that one was a little bit too easy, if I'm honest. But anyway, let's get cracking with this week's news. Now, after a decade of speculation, Rockstar Games has finally put us out of our misery. They've confirmed what the internet has been obsessing over the past year or so. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed yet again, but this time with an actual confirmed release date of May the 26th, 2026. Yeah, you heard that right. 2026. Originally teased for a 2025 launch, Rockstar has pushed the date back, saying, in a statement, we're very sorry that this is later than you expected. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality that you expect and deserve. It's a tough pill to swallow for many people, if I'm honest, but if this means a more polished Vice City, then most fans will probably be cool with it. Now, the game is confirmed for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S at launch, with a PC version likely to follow later as per Rockstar's tradition. But to soften the blow of the delay, Rockstar followed up with the second official trailer for GTA 6, and everyone is talking about it online. Captured on PS5, the trailer dives deeper into the sun-soaked, neon-lit streets of Vice City, set in the larger state of Leonida, which is a fictionalized Florida that Rockstar is calling the biggest, most immersive evolution of the Grand Theft Auto franchise yet. And speaking of immersive, the trailer gave us a much closer look at our dual protagonists, Lucia Caminos and Jason Duval. Now, the Bonnie and Clyde dynamic is more evident than ever, with scenes showcasing the pair's criminal adventures and their intense relationship. If I'm being honest with you, I think the kids are going to have to sit this one out because, like one post I saw online asked, how many times has Lucia's rear end been featured in this trailer? Apparently they know their audience. But anyway, I digress. Now, we learned that Lucia has recently been released from the Leonida prison, and the official story description teases that when an easy score goes wrong, they find themselves on the darkest side of the sunniest place in America, in the middle of a conspiracy stretching across the state of Leonida. The trailer wasn't just about the lead duo, we also got glimpses of a colourful cast of supporting characters, including Jason Duval's shady landlord and apparent boss Brian Heder, a conspiracy theorist friend named Carl Hampton, and even a potential return of the fan favorite from the 3D era with Phil's Ammunition making an appearance. Activities seem plentiful with loads of footage and screenshots suggesting mini games such as cage fighting, mini golf, pool, fishing, basketball and various water sports. So there's loads to do in Vice City. And a nod to the infamous 2022 leaks that cost Rockstar a reported $5 million. The new trailer cheekily opens with Jason on a roof remarking he's just fixing some leaks. Now, for a podcast like Redesigned, which often focuses on how technology is reshaping our world, GTA 6 isn't just a game. It's a cultural and technological benchmark. The level of detail in all of the environments, they hinted at advancements in NPC AI, with some leaks suggesting that NPCs are going to actually remember any player interactions that you have. And the sheer scale of this game pushes the boundaries of what current gen hardware can actually do. Rockstar Games are also apparently planning to evolve the game post-launch, so with reports suggesting new cities and interior locations could actually be added over time, keeping the world dynamic and ever expanding. So, while the wait until May 2026 might feel long, the latest trailer and details paint a picture of a truly ambitious next chapter in the Grand Theft Auto saga. Listen, the hype is real, the expectations are high, sky high, and it seems that Rockstar is pulling out all the stops to redefine an open world genre once again. Of course, we'll be keeping a close eye on any further developments right here on Redesigned. So, yeah, stay tuned. Bill Gates is predicting a 3-day working week. So he's predicting that thanks to AI, a 3-day work week could become the norm. Speaking at an event in Kenya, Bill Gates said that automation won't just eliminate jobs, it might also liberate us from full-time work. The idea is that machines do more, we work less. But here's the tension. Is this a utopia or PR for a future where workers are free but broke? In the age of hustle culture, a shortened work week sounds amazing until you realize that the system isn't built to support people earning less. It's not just about time. It's about who benefits from the free time AI gives us. Definitely something to think about. Gonna leave a link to the article below. Perfect segue into AI and what the CEO of Fiverr said recently. In a leaked internal email, Fiverr CEO Micah Kaufman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, told his staff AI is coming for your jobs, including mine. He didn't sugarcoat it at all. Tasks, once considered safe, gone. And if you're not a master of your craft, he says, you could be out of your job in months. Kaufman urged his employees to get serious about learning AI tools and prompt engineering. To quote him, he said, if you do not become an exceptional talent at what you do, he wrote, you will face the need for a career change. The tone, brutally honest. The message, adapt or be automated. It's kind of rare to hear CEOs say the quiet part out loud, but it's definitely a wake-up call for anyone still underestimating the AI wave. Let's go for a quick break.
He's learning spelling with Texas Instruments Speak and Spell.
Rain. R-A-I-N. That is correct.
She's teaching her brother with Speak and Spell.
H-E-R. That is right.
They're learning new words with Speak and Spell. But don't tell them they're learning. They just think they're having fun. Speak and Spell for words, Speak and Read for stories, Speak and Math for numbers. From Texas Instruments, they make learning fun.
Yeah, man. That was the Speak and Spell, one of the earliest voice synth toys, first launched in 1978. It was basically an educational computer. For some of us, the first tech we ever held. It's retro, it's weird, and it sounded like the future, even though it mispronounced every other word. Anyway, let's get cracking with today's main topic. These days, we scan, we pay, we leave. It's meant to be convenient, but who is it really for? Self-checkout is everywhere. From supermarkets to train stations to pharmacies, retail jobs, they're all disappearing.
Love them or hate them, self-checkouts are here to stay. According to the Wall Street Journal, automation at supermarkets has kicked into overdrive.
Self-service checkouts aim to provide a speedy and convenient shopping experience, but it can be frustrating when things go wrong, not to mention removing vital interaction between customers and staff.
Well, retailers are looking at moving towards till-free stores, with customers picking items off the shelves, walking out, being automatically billed. So basically getting rid of people at the checkout altogether. Is that a step too far?
Human interaction these days, it's optional. And while the tech is getting better, the experience seems to be getting worse. I don't know if you can relate to that. I mean, you do the scanning, you bag the items, you go look for the bag, you deal with the unexpected item in bagging area, and then you still pay full price. I mean, this isn't just about tech, it's about a shift in public life. The supermarket, used to be one of those places where strangers talked. Now you might go an entire day without talking to a single human being. I think we've been sold the illusion of efficiency, but the real story is unpaid labor. Every self-checkout is a tiny act of outsourcing. The company saves money on your behalf because of you. You lose a little bit more human contact, and when things go wrong, there's usually one overworked staff member juggling like 10 machines. It doesn't make sense. In design terms, yeah, it's sleek, it's saving money, it's sophisticated, it's cutting edge. But in human terms, it's alienating, and it's definitely frustrating for a lot of people. They don't really think about the customers. All they think about is profit. Well, I guess that's capitalism for you. What can we say? This is more than just technological change. It's a cultural one. Because when we remove people from public spaces, we're not just speeding things up. We're erasing moments of connection, and we're actually changing culture. And in the rush for automation, we need to ask, do we really want a future that's fast or one that's more human?
I think it's very important for people to interact with each other. I know there's a lot of very lonely people, and their big thing is to go and do some shopping and just a happy good morning, how are you? That makes their day. And it's lovely to be able to just interact with people. The machines, yes, they have their place, but not a whole shop full of machines, robots really, that you can't talk to, or they go wrong. You still got to call someone. Plus the job losses for people. We're going to get to a stage where people don't matter anymore. I'm a people person, and I love to see people doing their jobs. People are trained to do these jobs in the shops, to be nice to people, to help them with things. And then all of a sudden, all those jobs are gone. It's so good and well people saying, yes, but it's convenient. Yes, it is. The convenience is lovely, but it's also, I believe, cutting down on community, because community used to be a thing where you could take children with you, and a part of their learning would be to take them into shops and buy things. So all that will have gone, and they're not getting that interaction with people. So we're cutting down too much and taking away from people power.
The maddest thing is, it all started with, supermarkets. You're buying your food shopping, and there is, obviously you've got checkout staff, and then you've got the self-service area. And it was optional. When it first started, it was optional. They kind of like just eased it in. Fast forward to now, is like there's 5 self-checkouts and only one person on the checkouts, one human being on the checkouts, or 2. And then they're running around in the back, stocking up the shelves, grabbing items, doing refunds. It's crazy. It's actually chaos. And I don't see how that helps the customer, because there'll be like 10 of us lining up waiting for someone, because the only one person that's there to serve has left the shop floor to go and get something or to do something for somebody else, And that stupid unexpected item in bagging area, the amount of times that's got me, and it's like I've scanned what it is, I've put it inside. What do you mean it's unexpected? And not only that, sometimes if you've got one item, it's fine. If you've got like a bag of items, listen, I would want someone to like scan the stuff for me so I can wheel the trolley around and get the bags and everything. It's not making sense. But anyway, that's cool. No problem for me. But what about the people that actually need assistance, like the elderly? Think about how this is impacting the elderly, or impacting people who are visually impaired or disabled. What about those people? I guess capitalism doesn't care. The numbers say it's more profitable to do it this way. And not only is it impacting supermarkets, it's impacting, like, if you go to Boots, if you go to like H&M or Uniqlo or Zara, clothes shopping as well, you're meant to be taking off the tag as well, taking off the security tag. And what if I stab myself with the pin? Then what? I remember I went to Zara one time, and I scanned the item I was buying, and then I used the machine to take off the security tag and it wouldn't come off. Do you know what I did? I just left it and I bopped because I was just like, I just couldn't be bothered. At this point, I'd rather just do everything online rather than go outside and deal with that mess. I don't know. Can you relate? Let me know what you think in the comment section, because I feel like this is getting out of hand. Don't get me wrong. I love tech. I'm pro tech. I wouldn't be doing a tech podcast if I wasn't pro tech. But stuff like this, you know, it just, I think we're going too far. Like, you can use technology to do good stuff, obviously, but not everything needs to be a replacement for a human being. Not everything. It can help us, but not everything. Think about it. I don't know. What do you think? The comment section is where it goes down, and I answer every single comment. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why, you know, you got to pay attention to what's going on with technology, because as it moves on, somebody is getting left behind. Definitely something to think about. And we got to talk about the job displacement as well. When I was a kid, as soon as I finished school, age 16, got my NI number, I was able to find a Saturday job and work part-time. Being that age, you're not qualified to go on to do corporate jobs. There's not really many jobs teenagers can do, you know, apart from retail, customer service, that sort of thing. But with these things increasingly being automated, what are young people going to do when they're not at school, or when they leave school and they're in between school, college, university? What are they meant to be doing? You know, it's sad, really. What hope have they got? Because a lot of people demonize young people and say that they're lazy, they're this and that. And back in my day, I used to work, because there were jobs. There were cashier jobs. I used to work in Waitrose Food and Home in Canary Wharf. I think they call it John Lewis and Partners now. While I was in uni, I worked there for like 4 years, part-time. And it was a good wage. Got double pay on Sundays, you know, discounts, like up to 25% discount, 12% on electricals. I could buy laptops, TVs, all of that at discounted rates. And then all of that is just gone, because I can say to my kids, when I was your age, I used to work, but now where are they actually supposed to work with all this going on? So yeah, just the real winners are the people that operate the systems and they're buying the system. So the people who own the AI, the people who own the tech, the companies are going to be more profitable, while the common people are getting left behind financially. And also they're definitely losing out on the customer service aspect. I mean, how frustrating is it? You want to talk to someone to sort out a problem, and you've got to go through this long automation system process. Happens all the time, and it's now part of life. I mean, you don't want to hear this song. Yeah, we all know about that one. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you've enjoyed it so far, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit follow. It really helps to get the podcast out to more people. All right, we are back for another installment of the Soundbyte challenge. So I'm going to play a quick snippet of a sound effect, a song or a theme, and you got to guess what it is. Drop your answers in the comments. And as always, the answer gets revealed in the beginning of next week's show. So are you ready? We're going to count it down on 3, 2, 1. If you know the answer, drop it in the comments. All right, so no scrolling deep this week because didn't really have time to do it. And also looking at the stats, I'm not sure you guys are feeling that one. It looks like there's a lot of drop off with the scrolling deep stuff. So if you want me to keep scrolling deep on the podcast, those of you who watch the podcast regularly, drop a 1 in the comments if you want me to keep it. If I don't see any 1s, I know it's a no-go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. What did we talk about? We talked about the news with GTA 6, the trailer. The trailer's out. It looks brilliant. The 2 to 3 day work week. Bill Gates is saying that AI is going to free us to do what we like. But how can you do what you like with no money? I don't know. It's pointing to universal basic income, which is that's a whole other episode that we got to talk about. Universal basic income, because it does look like it's going that way, because with so many people being displaced from their jobs and the population is increasing and the cost of living is rising and companies are hiring less, come on man, something's got to give. Something has got to give. So yeah, definitely something to think about. And the self-checkout thing, it is definitely a bit of a liberty. They're getting us to do all the work. And Manga was talking about, there's an MC called Manga who was talking about this recently as well. Shout out to him. This is something I've wanted to talk about for a long time, but yeah, why are we doing their work? And he rightly said we should be getting a discount for doing the work, but guess what? They're charging us more for the privilege, and they're charging us for the carrier bags that used to be 5p, and now they're like 20p, 25p. You see that? There's sneaky movements there. Anyway, don't let me get started. Anyway, that's it for this week's podcast. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button right now, hit the subscribe button, and we'll be back every Thursday for a brand new episode of Redesigned. Episodes drop on YouTube every Thursday at 7 p.m, so make sure you catch it there. If you're locked in on an audio only platform, big up to you. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, make sure you hit the follow or subscribe button. But yeah, thanks for rocking with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.